You have been robbed. And no, I'm not speaking metaphorically, hyperbolically, or figuratively. I know you've been robbed. You see, companies like mine pay hundreds to thousands of dollars to gamers just like you every year, performing focus groups and surveys and answering questionnaires. And I would know. I'm actively involved in setting those up. Everybody out there, every company that exists wants your data, wants your opinion. Your data is some of the most prized data that there is out there today. You as a gamer sit at the apex of technology, of pop culture, of entertainment. In fact, you are probably the person that most of your friends and family go to when they have tech problems or they're looking to buy something new. You are a bigger influencer than I could ever dream to be. And you see, because you are so valuable, everybody's also targeting you. Whether it is your OS provider, wait, they don't really provide an OS. The people who make your OS for your mobile device, for your computer, for your television, for everything that you have is also after your data. Or your ISP as a man in the middle from all of this. In fact, why do you think Facebook purchased Oculus? It wasn't because they were getting into gaming that much. I am TheGrayingTech. I'm a gaming insider. And if you would like to learn how to improve your gaming performance, start now by clicking that subscribe button. And this is a series on virtual private networks and how they can improve your gaming performance and, most importantly, protect your data and your privacy. Towards the end of the video, I will go through the 6 things that you should consider for every VPN service provider that is out there to help you make the determination of which one to choose. The last one on that list is the most obvious. It's probably the first thing that you could name, but it's also the most abused. So I know what you're thinking, and I've heard the criticism too. You don't need a VPN if you're not doing anything illegal, which is interesting because they say the same thing about all kinds of surveillance and all kinds of data acquisition. If you aren't doing something illegal, you have nothing to fear, right? Your data is actually valuable. So even if you aren't doing something illegal, like most of us, you still have an asset that you are interested in protecting. You lock your house, right? And you do what you can to protect the contents, right? This is no different. They also say you don't need a VPN because websites today encrypt your data as it's passing between your computer and their server. And while that is true, that isn't the entire story. We have seen NVIDIA, Razer, and even Steam transmitting and storing information in clear text, meaning your information is readily available, easy to read by anybody who happens upon that data stream. So let's take a quick look at how a VPN can help you reclaim your data and reclaim your privacy. A VPN protects you. Website encryption will take care of the contents that's inside the package that is actually transmitted over the internet. But on the outside, just like a normal package you get in the mail, there's information about where it came from, where it's going, and how to get it there. And it's that outer layer of information that people like your ISP and people who are looking at cookies from your websites and from your browser, they're the ones who are able to pick up and glean this extra bit of information, even if the package inside is encrypted. You need a VPN because it helps you maintain your choice. A long time ago, there was a little company called Google that I actually chose to share my data with on a frequent basis. Google's motto was "Do not be evil," and they were adamant that they were treating my information with the utmost respect. Oops. So recently I've been pulling my data away from Google for that very reason. And you see, it is maintaining that choice that I have to do what I wish with my data. And you don't always get that choice with your internet service provider, with the routing and the network traffic that goes on, with your operating systems, with a whole bunch of the stuff that is interconnected to your gaming life. Your data also has rights. Now, this is much more prevalent in the European Union, and that is that you own your data. You have a right to say where it goes. The United States, several states are enacting pieces of legislation as well. And probably most importantly, your data is personal property, and therefore if it is used for profit, you should be justly compensated. And you know what? I actually tend to agree. And that is why you as a gamer need a VPN. Your data is highly, highly valuable. Even if you don't participate in studies and surveys and focus groups, your data is still valuable to you, and you should be fairly compensated. All of this sounds amazing, doesn't it? I'll simply get a VPN, set it up, and I'll be secure, and I can at least take my information out of this massive data stream. You see, there are cons with having a VPN. This is more than something your average user, average gamer is going to know how to do. Target and Lowe's completely hate a VPN altogether, effectively blocking you from using their apps and website with one active. And if in your household like mine, you're the person who manages the network and the internet, anytime that there's a problem, you're gonna be called. These also aren't free. You're gonna have to pay yet another subscription service in order to get a good VPN that's going to be protective of your rights and your data. It's yet another subscription service that you're gonna have to subscribe, create a user account, and basically manage. I'm sorry. But remember, it is worth it because it is your data. It is your property. And think about all the things we do to protect what is our property. Or are you a naysayer and I am just a conspiracy theorist spouting nonsense? Comment below where you stand on this issue. Last item on the list here for today, we're gonna go over the 6 things that you must consider whenever you evaluate one of these VPN providers. Can you trust them? Do they pass the SNIF test? Now, we all know what the SNIF test is by now. If something sounds too good, if it smells too good, chances are it is. Are there conflicts of interest that you need to know about? Is the company actually owned by somebody that produces malware and adware? Is the company associated with maybe any unsavory characters or government entities? That's another thing to really be considered about. Where are they based? This is actually extremely important because of an existence of something called the 14 Eyes. Because you see, they share surveillance data amongst themselves, mostly in the Western Hemisphere, that have agreed to share surveillance information amongst themselves on both their citizens and people who are entering and doing things inside of their country. If your provider is located inside of one of these countries, there's a good chance a court order could be issued that obtains your information, whether or not you are the actual target or not. Do they save information locally? Is there anything that's going to exist on their servers that's going to cause you to have a compromised data experience? If there is, you need to understand fully how well they are secured and how well they treat that data. Have they been independently verified? There are several agencies that are out there that are doing these kind of independent analysis. But what you are looking for here is transparency, honesty. Does everything seem like it's on the up and up, and that they're being vouched for at least by a good number of not only individuals, but also larger entities? You want to understand things like how many court orders they've had and how many they have responded to. Security break-ins. You want to see that they are publishing information readily, as well as conducting audits with these independent agencies as yet another check. And this one is the one that is most abused. You see people immediately jump to speed, price, features. All of the extra things that go into deciding between these services is the absolute last thing that you want to consider when you look into a VPN. So let's see with private internet access how these 6 considerations play out when you evaluate one VPN provider. And you can do that right here in this video.